Clarkston, practicing my favorite rudiment, the paradiddle. I like it because it sounds like you're doing a lot when you're actually not. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. So let's practice some reference transactions. So we're here with our practice session on reference transactions, and we're going to give you this scenario and then we'll talk about it.
Hi, La Loria. Thanks for contacting me. How can I help you?
I need help finding credible sites on the French school system.
Oh, wow. What a topic. Okay. Can you tell me what class you're working on?
English 1102 with Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, okay. I'm great. I'm familiar with that professor. They're having you write some kind of argumentative essay about an issue in a country that's not the US. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so I thought my other students on why they should study abroad. Oh,
Oh, okay.
well, I have to convince students why they should study abroad.
Oh, okay. In France specifically?
I think so.
Okay. Excellent. So you may not need source help system, right?
Why not?
Well, if you want your fellow students to study there, they'd most likely be studying in college. So I can help you find some sources about the French college system.
Ah, okay. I get it. I get it.
And if you want to convince your students to study abroad there, it might be helpful to find some sources on like French culture and the experience of living in Europe as an American college student.
Okay, let's do that. Can you help me find sources on that?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, we have all kinds of sources at the library, and I can even give you some tips and tricks on searching the web too. Can you tell me a bit about what kinds of sources you need? Did your professor say something about scholarly only sources or popular sources?
Uh, I have no idea.
Your assignment sheet on you, could you pull that up?
Okay. Okay, it says choose a place that you've never been to that you want to visit, write an argument or essay about why people should go there. At least five secondary sources to support your argument. Gee, he's tripping. Three sources need to be books and or articles found in the GSU Library catalog or in databases that can be accessed through the GSU Library. Oh, guess that's the web link you got here. If you do use your internet sources, they still need to be credible. Jeez.
Okay, that is fantastic. Thank you. So why don't I show you how to search our website and some sources on French culture and resources on studying abroad? You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
In scene.
We're out of character now.
We're out of character. Let's explain what happened there with our interview. So the student initially said, and again, if we go back, students try to make it what they think is easy to find or as broad as possible because they think, okay, I just need to be pointed in the right direction. So it started out about the French school system because I guess they figure everything will fall under, it's about education, so it's under the French school system. And then,
We opened it up.
yeah, and so you did some open ended questions, such as, and a lot of students, it is best to see what the actual assignment is. And so we did that. That's one way. Have them pick that out, especially if it seems like they don't know what the top or assignment is. So we went from the K through 12 system to
College.
college, the French college system. And you want to explain why you asked some of those questions?
Yeah, just to get back to, yeah, this was based on a real research appointment I got, and she came in just being like, can you tell me why French schools are better? And I was like, okay, let's take it back a little bit. What are they better than? What, it was like a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth conversation. And essentially, once I understood what class she was working for, I remembered the assignment, and I remembered it was basically you were supposed to write an essay arguing as to why, um, somebody should do something in another country about a country issue. So she was essentially, I found out, convince her there, which that wouldn't necessarily need to make the argument that French schools were better. Basically, you're just trying to convince your students that the experience of living there would be beneficial to you. So that's a totally different take on the
Hmm.
question she was originally trying to answer. So it's definitely important to ask the students what class they're working on, what the assignment is, and as good of a understanding you can get on the assignment they're working on. I think the librarian is in the role to pivot them in the right direction. And then always ask them, obviously, what kind of sources they need, because you don't want to send them only on scholarly sources if the professor sources. So asking the students what kind of sources they need is always really helpful too.
Okay.
But yeah, that one was the one that was like the most back and forth, I feel like, where what she actually came to the appointment needing was very, very different from what she was actually trying to argue.
Right, because you could have just gone ahead and looked for some sources because their school system may be better. Who knows? And you could have gone down that, and then it would have been totally incorrect. So, as you
Yeah,
said, always ask some clarifying questions.
yes. Get an understanding of what they're actually trying to argue and what's the scope of their assignment.
Exactly.
Is and don't assume that what they're coming for is what they actually need, because usually it's not.
Right. Thank you for that example. When I initially saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I would hate to get that question.